Welcome to another draft here at Benalish Dad. Pretty easy choice. Between Enter the God Eternals, the 5 mana kill something, gain life, amass 4, and Angrath. So Angrath is very powerful, and it's a lot easier to cast. So this is really interesting. Ob Nixilis' Cruelty, obviously good removal. I think I would take Angrath over Ob Nixilis. Do I take Enter the God Eternals over Angrath? It's a tough question. I don't have a clear answer. We'll take the rare, but I'm very open to that being the wrong choice. Okay, almost immediately punished. That's not technically true, but it feels better. Ob Nixilis I have been underwhelmed with. It's not repeated removal. We have a Spark Harvest and a Bleeding Edge. I think you take the first Bleeding Edge over the Spark Harvest. I'm kind of curious. I wonder what they took a common. Unless there was a foil, somebody took a common over Neheb, which seems weird. There must have been a foil, because there's no way you're taking a common over Bleeding Edge. But we'll take Bleeding Edge, see what we can put together. Okay, so Fibblethip is fine. It's hilarious and it stalls. Domri's Ambush is a good card, but we're a little off color for us. Tidebearer Giant is high, and Spellkeeper Weird is probably with two good things here. So I don't really see a high quality common. I don't mind Fibblethip, but I don't think it's really necessary. We can certainly get more Totally Losts. I think these two cards are powerful enough where I think we should try to fight for our lane. Okay, Jace's Triumph here. 4th is very good. I'm a little worried about the lack of black, like the total lack of black. I do see a Heartfire, which makes me maybe think for spells, but let's just take the Jace's Triumph. Okay, interesting. So, lots of blue. Relentless Advance we can always take later. Contentious Plan is fine. I feel like Bond of Insight right now is probably where we want to be. 2 card draw spells will get us there. Don't really need a second weird this early Vraska's finisher, so yeah. We have passed a Top Hat, Garant. So Sorin's Thirst is bad. That doesn't really help us. I guess No Escape is generic. We could move. These aren't really the. I mean, green is open. Is it green Proliferate? And if I do, is this what I switch for? Cross Stringer's a card. I have what, one creature? Well, kind of multiples. Huatl. I feel if I'm supposed to be in green, let's take the Huatl now. Just in case this is where I'm supposed to be. Banehound is in particular. Interplanar Beacon, I think, is also not particularly good. This is not a clear choice. The choice remains very unclear. Let's just take the Banehound, just try to make sure black is cut. But I really don't think we're going to play that or this. Okay, we can take a Totally Lost. Probably the best card in the pack is Defiant Strike. Yeah. Mr. Wobble. Rust Dog. Pascal 3000. So, what do we have here? We have 2 Amass cards. And we have some good card draw. So we can certainly pivot. I mean, we only have 3 black cards right now. If we have a blue core, we can certainly go into red-blue spells pretty easily. Okay, so interesting. Kasmina's transmutation is not great. Teferi's time twist is also pretty narrow. I don't see a bunch without any planeswalkers. I don't see a bunch that I would do with it. We'll take the transmutation. I think the slightly higher odds I would try to sideboard that in. So we haven't seen much red. A second Totally Lost doesn't feel great. Lazatep Behemoth might be played. It's interesting. It's very interesting. So 2 Totally Lost feels high. So if we, in the event that we are supposed to maybe be something weird, I guess we'll just take the Invading Manticore. I really don't want 2 Totally Lost. My high end is fine. Interesting. Rising Populace. We'll take a medium creature. So what does my curve currently look like? Looks not great, Jim. Two cards I probably won't play. Okay, so we're interesting. So Evolution and Sage looks like definitely the best card in the pack. It's not even particularly close. The Arcbow is not good. The Behemoth Reckoner is a good card. So, but it's not so. It's black. The Lazatep Reaver is the best black card. So, do we veer into green? We didn't see that much. There wasn't just that much very exciting. There's no key commons, no Courage in Crisis, none of the key two drops. And I don't think this is not the deck that wants Kiora. Hurts passing the Evolution Sage, but hopefully it goes to a home that loves it. We can also take Guild Globe, but I really like taking the 2-drop here. Oh, Kasmina. You get paid off. Prison Realm was obviously excellent. Courage in Crisis, fine. But yeah, this is a pretty easy Kasmina here. We might get a Spark Reaper back around, but that might also be stretching it just a little. Okay, so there's a Tithebreaker Giant, and my curve is high, but it's not, egregiously high. Erratic Visionary, we have 2, 3. Erratic Visionary just isn't that good at the end of the day. Let's take the Tidebearer Giant. I think that's the card of choice. So there's a Reaver, there's a Mana Geode here, which is always nice for the splash, but I think we can just stay on plan with the Lazatep Reaver. Note, here comes the red, so Honor the God Pharaoh. But it's not like okay, Role Reversal. So Aid the Fallen will encourage us taking definitely another Planeswalker, but it's probably the best card in this pack. Okay, I think Spark Reaper here. Liliana's Triumph is just a little weak, and I don't think I already have 2 card draw. It's a fair amount of air. I think Spark Reaper with some of our amasses is where we want to be. Okay, just kind of have the spells for. Okay, this feels okay. This feels decent. Definitely light on removal, which isn't great in black. Wow. Charity Extractor is bad. Unlikely Aid is bad. Sky Theater Strix is medium, I suppose. We have spells. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3. Totally lost as a spell. Yeah, but we're going to play it more than we're going to play anything else here. Wow, another Bond of Insight. Seems crazy. So we have the Silver Wing as, yeah, I think it's the Silver Wing here over Vraska's Finisher. I think just having a nice playable Air Force. So we could use power. So removal, since all we really have for removal is the 1.5 with the Bleeding Edge, God Eternals, because that's 2.5. Okay, so do I want the Behemoth Reckoner has to enter the battlefield, so this doesn't interact very well with Amass. So we'll just take another Silver Wing. Silver Wing is fine. Okay, this is kind of an interesting choice here. We could get a second Spellkeeper weird. We could take an Iron Bully, but I just don't think that's where we want to be. It really wants Proliferate, and we don't really have any Proliferate, so yeah, nice defensive. Do we want one Crush Descent or a second Totally Lost? I just think Crush Descent is really bad, right? People play around it. They could Totally Lost for the sideboard. Doesn't matter. It's hard when the last picks are pointless and for some reason they're still taking a while. Looks like Kalki is the holdup here. So what am I getting back right now with Spellkeeper Weird? A Bleeding Edge, God Eternals, potentially Kesmina. Oh, the Eternal Skylord is indeed exactly that. Obviously, Jaya is great, but we're a long ways away. But Eternal Skylord is really the thing we're hoping for more than anything else. We might get a piece of fixing that comes around. There's a lot of really good cards in here. 2 good greens, a couple good blacks. I guess anybody white will just... But yeah, Eternal Skylord, welcome to the team. Always feels good to open kind of exactly what your deck needs. Could really definitely use some good removal though. Well, now we test ourselves to see how much we stay on theme, but Rao Storm Conduit is fantastic. I've played with it in a deck, it was bad. But I think this is just Gleaming Overseer all the way. Has the Amass, the Hexproof and Menace is just ridiculous. Defenses. Rescuer Sphinx is tempting, no doubt about it. Might get hopefully Toll the Invasion. You know, still gonna want at least one of. Okay, so now we have a chance. I think overall Rescuer Sphinx. I think we want Rescuer Sphinx more than Herald of the Dread Horde, more than a Silverwing. The power level is too much higher. Herald is good, but yeah, we'll take the Rescuer. Distinguished, okay, Spark Harvest, because we are missing. Ooh, the Epiphany is obviously great, but we do have 2 pieces of card draw already. I don't think we need the Skulker for the. Yeah, we'll just take the for sure removal. Okay, Obnick's Cruelty makes me feel that we ended up in the zone we should be. Okay, this is a playable deck. Interesting seeing good red cards coming a little more. Maybe black red is where it's supposed to be a little more, but we'll take a Reaper. I might even like a Reaper more than the second weird. Can exert a little more pressure. The transmutation. Well, we could take the Silent Submersible, but unfortunately it is just very bad. Heartfire, yeah, this is interesting. Maybe red was where it's supposed to be. We already have the backup Totally Lost. So I think Vraska's Finisher is just a fine 3-drop. Especially if we need to get a little more aggressive. I should probably... Okay, so Sorin's Thirst can't really play. Probably Herald is the best choice here. Good creature, Amass. Fits the curve. Interesting seeing the variation. So what do we have for removal? So we have 1, 2. Could really use some more Spark Harvest, but I doubt any more of those are going to come. Or do you play Aid the Fallen with only 1? I don't think you do. I think I'd rather almost have the second Totally Lost, which is a lot of Totally Lost, don't get me wrong. Still have the Bond of Insight. Yeah, this curve looks good. Guild Globe is fine, but we're really not splashing, so I think the Spark Reaper is going to be better than a bad 2-drop. Okay, we're really pushing exactly how many Spark Reapers you want to have. I think Stealth Mission for the sideboard, because right over the 4th, yeah, we're getting a little clogged at the 3 spot. I doubt we would play it, but maybe we would. Kai's Ghost Form does not seem great here, but what else am I going to take? Wow, look at that. Well, maybe Heartwoman Redemption is bad. Makeshift Battalion I personally like, but that's just me. Nobody cares. And a lot of Defiant Strikes for not being in green, or white, I should say. So what's the cut here? Boniface Chase's Triumph. Probably so. Seems like a fine blue-black deck. Seems a little low on power. We definitely want 17 land here because not hitting 3 land would be a disaster. Shortage of removal, that's for sure, but that's life sometimes. What's the cut? Sort of inclined to cut 1 Spark. Do I really want 2 Totally Losts though? We don't have the cheaper blue bounce, which is unfortunate. Sky Theater Strix is a little weak in this deck. That actually might be the weakest card here. Okay. That seems doable. Seems like a perfectly B+-ish deck. Alright, thanks for watching Benalish. We'll see how this ends up. Have a great day.